So now it's time for us to learn a new scale sequence and apply that to shape number 4 of the C major scale. And this one is a classic. This is a really musical and inspiring sounding sequence for you to learn. Once again, you can apply this new sequence to all of the other scale shapes that we've learnt, as well as applying all of the other sequences that we have learnt to this shape. Mix things up a bit. Keep your practice interesting and inspiring. Now, for this sequence, we're going to use some intervals. We're going to ascend and descend through the C major scale in thirds. Basically, what you will do is from each note, you will play a diatonic third above. So, in other words, see if I play up the scale, 1, 2, 3, that's a third. Okay, if I now go from the next note of the scale and play up 3 notes, that's a third. If I play from the next note and play up 3 notes, that's a third. So the concept here, or the formula, should I say, for this sequence is that you start from each note and play a third above. So you'll get... Now, when we descend, we simply play that in reverse. Okay, so now I'm going to play through that sequence for you with the click. So why is this important? Well, this sequence will help you internalize the sound of diatonic thirds. In other words, it will get you to really hear the sound of ascending through the scale 3 notes apart. In other words, from each note playing directly a third above, but within the scale of C major. That's how harmony is constructed. So it's a very musical way of practicing, and it's a great way of training your ear. Also, it's quite an unusual pattern to play. So in terms of your fretting hand, it's really going to work on finger independence, as well as working on the synchronization of your picking hand. Make sure that you play this sequence using strict alternate picking. And with this example and all of the examples that we've looked at, if it is a little bit too tricky, just play it slowly and always make sure that you use a metronome when you are playing through this sequence as well as all of the other sequences. Okay, so now it's your turn to practice scale sequence number 4 using shape number 4 of the C major scale.